That's going to be the worst in our history. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for... That's going to be the worst in our history. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you? Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take the little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy, don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, this vehicle. Do I still have to stick to policy? Sir, you must stick to policy. You'll win it on the border. You'll win it with inflation. You'll win it with your great military that you built that they gave away $85 billion worth. Yesterday she got up, she started ranting and raving that Donald Trump wants to put a tax on gasoline, a tax on food. But they're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're gonna see something that's gonna be the worst in our history. Worst in our history. Worst in our history. Worst in our history. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second? You see Brock Okoro. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second? You see Barack Obama last night? Taking little shots, he was taking shots at your president. It's so meager, you know they always say, sir, please stick to policy. Don't get stick to policy. Don't get personal and yet, don't get personal and get personal all night long. These people do, I still have to stick to policy, sir. You must stick to policy, sir. You'll win it on the border. You'll win it with inflation. You'll win it with your great military that you built, that they gave away $1 billion worth yesterday. She got up, she started ranting and raving that Donald Trump wants to put a tax on gasoline, a tax on food, but they're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're gonna see something that's gonna be the worst in our history. Worst in our history. Worst in our history. Worst in our history. Worst.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. Let's get this show started. All right, let's get this show started. You know what we came to do.
Yeah.
You know exactly what we are here to do.
It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse. And I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm not here flying first class. It's like
Christina. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Maria, thank you so much.
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. The algorithm turned to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie.
Right, Evan? You know how we talk. Marilyn, thank you for the subscription.
They don't carry replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
Hey.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
W. Christie in the chat, thank you for the subscription.
I'ma take off in the
Here it goes, here's the hater.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's last couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Oh, that's a hater alert.
Like deja vu.
That's a hater alert right there.
Like deja vu.
The Zeus is going off. It gets me every time, ladies and gentlemen, to be quite honest. All right, but we'll get into that. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. We are here to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of you-know-who. But before we get into that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you, this is your first time here, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because, guess what? I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me on social media. Listen, if I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Wow. You all are thank you. You all are tapping the, so first of all, thank you everyone who's been tapping the screen, sharing the live. And I just saw something. I see a lot of you are actually sending gifts and things like that. Thank you for doing that. Actually, I see I have an alert on Cash App as well. So wow, you all deserve a round of applause because you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here with Big Zeus. All right, and many of you are familiar with what we do. Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl. By the way, you hit my Cash App. I think I figured out how to get the alerts, all right? Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a good reason why you should share it to your friends, especially if they are Trump supporters, right? We hold these so-called Christians, these so-called conservatives, but we know what they are. They're not Christians, or they're fake Christians. The so-called patriots, they're not patriots. They're seditionists, treasonous traitors. And you know what we do. We hold them accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. Don't we like to do that? As we hold them accountable for their dirty, disgusting, and filthy deeds. That's what we do here. We do not allow not one lie. We do not allow lies around this kingdom. We'll listen to you, and I'll note that you're lying, but we'll address every single lie you Trump supporters are pushing because we're not buying it right now, especially when you look at what's going on in this great country of ours. So let me ask before I get into today's topics, do we have any Trump supporters out there still? Any Trump supporters out there still? Because the goal here is to get you rehabilitated and out of the cult. And I just need to understand what temperature I should be cooking at today. Any Trump supporters out there this morning? Okay. Let me see. I see conservative Democrat, but he's a liar. He's a seditionist, treasonous, traitor supporter, at least. Any other Trump supporters besides conservative Democrat? You should drop the Democrat out of your name, champ. Seriously. You're not fooling any of us. Okay, so they're hiding, and they should be hiding because they know what's coming. Because they know we've already diagnosed them. They are what my good friend Brother Swervin said. They're lactose intolerant. You know what lactose intolerant means? That means you're allergic to the facts. So listen up, MAGA. I'm going to give you the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave this live and go on about your miserable lives this morning. And because you don't want to hear what I got to say. And so I'm going to ruin your breakfast. I'm going to ruin your lunch. And I'm going to ruin your dinner because I'm going to be bringing so many truth bombs. You're just going to feel overwhelmed. All right. It's going to feel like Donald Trump cut off the aid by the time I get done with you. W Zeus in the chat. All right. So if you do not want to experience that, Trump supporter, do me a huge favor and listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
That part. You know what really makes me upset is these Trump supporters refuse to tap out still. They could listen. How many of us are aware this nightmare that we're currently dealing with, the country is heading towards a 1929 style depression. This could all end when you Trump supporters say, I've had enough of owning the libs. If you just get to that point, this all could end. I might even consider being your friends again. But unfortunately, a hard head makes for a soft, you know what? I can't say it because my mom is watching, but you understand. So let's start out with some of today's updates. For those of you who don't follow the news, this is where we're at right now in America. What is Donald Trump in? How long has Trump been in office? 3 years. It feels like he's been in office for 3 years, doesn't it? I think it's only, 6 weeks? But it feels like 3 years. These are dog years, all right? Listen up. This is a sick situation this country is in. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
We have to start at the White House and President Trump's big address to Congress just hours away now. News Nation's Robert Sherman is in Washington with the very latest ahead of this primetime address. Robert, good morning to you. I mean, it's been an explosive 6 weeks since Trump returned to the White House. What are we expecting from tonight?
Hey, good morning, Marky. There's certainly a lot of anticipation heading into tonight's address, with the White House telling us that the focus is going to be on the renewal of the American dream. According to the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, quote, President Trump will celebrate his extraordinarily successful first month in office while outlining his bold, ambitious, and common sense vision for the future. The News Nation is told there are 4 main tenets that we can expect the president to home in on. First, a review of his first month in office, then deeper dives into the issues of the economy, immigration, and conflicts abroad as he attempts to lay out his plan for each. The president says he intends to, quote, tell it like it is. The 45th president will head over to Capitol Hill with First Lady Melania Trump tonight, with remarks slated to begin just after 9. Marky?
Yeah, all of us eager to see what the tone, the message is going to be. And Robert, the president's speech coming at a time when there's plenty of uncertainty abroad. I mean, both when it comes to foreign conflicts as well as trade. How do you think those issues are going to factor into his address tonight?
Well, no two ways about it, Marky. There's been a lot of movement, particularly in the last 24 hours. You look at the tariff front, the president announcing that 25% tariffs will be coming down on Mexico and Canada. This is after a month-long pause was put into effect to see what kind of movement those countries were able to make on the issue of immigration. But the president saying that there's no more room for negotiation on those fronts. And already we've seen China as well as Canada coming out and instituting tariffs of their own that they're levying against the United States. And then there's the issue of the war that's going on in Ukraine right now, in which the White House has told us that they intend to pause aid to the Ukrainians as their goal is to try and find a way to get that conflict to a territory of peace. This after that explosive situation in the Oval Office on Friday and those meetings between President Trump and President Zelensky. So a lot of questions as to where the talks about the war in Ukraine will go from here. Marky?
All right, Robert, we'll be watching closely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is about to go speak to Congress today and somehow brag that he's had a successful 6 weeks. How many of y'all still falling for this? When you Trump supporters get into the box, and I talk to people say, Zeus, you should listen to these Trump supporters. And they say, Zeus, you're being too mean to the Trump supporters, the way you bring them up here and you dress them down. And I say, if they would just stop lying, I wouldn't have to. So Trump is saying this has been a successful 6 weeks. This is what he's going to be bragging about. But then I'll talk to these MAGA demons and I'll say, listen, what has he done for the price of those eggs, those doggone eggs? The groceries, my utility bill. And believe it or not, they'll turn around and say, oh, he just got into office. You see what it hasn't been enough. It takes time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they must think that I am like they are. They must think that we are like they are. And they go, well, Zeus, what do you mean? Well, you know what Donald Trump thinks about his supporters.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
You hear that, MAGA enforcer? Let me give it to you again.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
I'm going to just say it's both. It's both. I've never seen people who are this unintelligent. You're creatures. You're not even human beings the way that Donald Trump controls you. You're not humans. You're creatures. The dog got more sense than you. The cat, the lion, the tiger, the bears, they got more sense than you Trump supporters. You know, because they see danger and they go the other way. Y'all see danger and y'all walk blindly into it. I still can't get over the fact that people who can wipe, they should be able to wipe their own behind, went to the voting booth and voted for all of this chaos and destruction. And even after doing it, seeing that Donald Trump is cutting your water off, because you know what I tell people, Donald Trump's real job is to cut your water off. Every day he wakes up, he comes up with a new idea to cut the American people's water off, especially his supporters, because he knows that while he's cutting off their water, they're still going to do what? Send their money to him. Look at it. He's still asking his supporters for money, but he's, you could go look at Lie Central. That's his social media platform. What did he wake up? What did Donald Trump do this morning? I woke up and I saw this nonsense and I said, you know what? His supporters are going to have to learn the hard way. All right. All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protests. So he doesn't care about your amendments, your rights. Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. American students will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime, arrested. No mask. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I say, wow. Not only is he the president of the United States in terms of the executive branch, but apparently he has so much free time that he can go to any college or university in any of these states and tell them how to run their campuses. He has so much free time. But he can do all of that. But for some reason, he can't find it to bring himself to bring down the price of these eggs, to cut my utility bill in half. He can't do it. He just can't bring himself to do this. These are things he promised. Capping credit card interest at 10%. His priorities are clearly on causing the most harm to the American people. He hasn't done one thing, not one thing harmful to Vladimir Putin. No, he hasn't done one thing, but to you and I, he can't stop himself. So ladies and gentlemen, I got to warm up the lake of fire for these Trump supporters that still are out here supporting Donald Trump, even though he's made it crystal clear he's a Russian asset and he doesn't care about America. Y'all still don't get it. Y'all don't want to tap out yet. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to start this show off by warming up the lake of fire. And to every single one of you people out there that voted for Donald Trump and you're still supporting Donald Trump, do me a huge favor. Go to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I told you I was going to bring a lot of facts and I'm going to bring a lot of truth this morning, and I'm going to ruin your breakfast if you're a Trump supporter. And I see some people in my chat are getting triggered. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
send them here.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Send them here. Send all of your Trump supporters. I see them. They're Trump supporters. They're sharing the live right now. You got to come see what Zeus is doing. This is ungodly. He's sending Trump supporters straight to hell. And go ahead, send them here. I promise you, I'll ruin their morning too. It's easy to do when you got the facts and the truth on your side. But when you live a lie, what's done in the dark will come in the light. W Zeus in the chat. What's done in the dark will come in the light. Now let's get into some more bad news for you Trump supporters. Any of you Trump supporters collecting a Social Security check right now because obviously something's wrong up there, and you can't say anything's not wrong up there because you voted for Donald Trump. Well, let's just go ahead and get this on the record, because we told you that your Social Security, Donald Trump, he's a meter man, right? He's cutting water off, so he's going to cut the water off to these universities. But don't think, because we know Trump supporters don't believe in education, so they don't understand that cutting the water off at the universities is a bad thing for them. But maybe this will help them understand that maybe cutting your water off will be.
The Social Security Administration could be next for Elon Musk and his Doge chainsaw, and he's rattling many of the nearly 70 million people who depend on those monthly checks.
I mean, the government's one big permit scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Well, explain that.
Well, people pay into Social Security and the money goes out of Social Security immediately.
He's on the Joe Rogan show. This is a couple of days old, but it's actually starting to sink in now with some of the supporters, and they're going, oh, we saw Elon with the chainsaw. We've seen him making cuts everywhere else. What is he doing with the chainsaw and Social Security? Well, you don't use a chainsaw to make it larger. You bring the chainsaw out because you're about to cut something, right? So Elon is basically, preparing his supporters for the inevitable.
But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career.
There you go.
The agency plans to start by slashing around 17,000 jobs.
Wow.
Former Social Security Chief Martin O'Malley, who we should note is a Democrat, delivered this warning in an interview with CNBC.
Go ahead.
Ultimately, you're going to see the system collapse and an interruption of benefits. I believe you will see that within the next 30 to 90 days. Ahead of any interruption in benefits, people should start saving now.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Now, to the Democrats that this is going to impact, again, obviously, this is sad. This is terrible news because we don't need to see anybody suffering any more than they're already suffering, especially if you're already getting Social Security. You've earned that in one way, shape, or form. But this message isn't really for you. It's for the people that voted for this, the Trump supporters. Unfortunately, they are going to have to suffer. And it's going to be it's going to be called a great suffering. Don't come on. I do not want to hear a Trump supporter, because it's too late now. You should have already regretted your vote. But when this actually goes down, do not come onto my show and say, hey, Zeus, I would like for you to tell all your followers that my big pickup truck, the black one, has been repossessed, and my wife is really struggling, Zeus, and I'm wondering if you could put together a donation or a little package because we need the medication. First question I'm going to ask you is, I'm glad you came to your senses, because I could be compassionate, right? I'm glad you finally came around, seriously. But if you don't mind, you voted for Donald Trump. Well, yes, Zeus. Okay, well, why did you vote for Donald Trump? Oh, because I had issues with the trans community, Zeus. And okay, great. Well, do me a huge favor. You got some protection on you right now? Yeah, I got something. Okay, well, do us a huge favor, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're going straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
There has to be some form of punishment for this treasonous act. Because, see, January 6th was everybody and their mamas eye-opening moment to realize that the Trump administration was a bad idea for America. But we argued with these people about what happened that day. I'm like, you cannot tell me what I saw on TV that day didn't happen the way I saw it. You're just not going to do that. But Donald Trump was able to convince a lot of you that what we all saw wasn't what it was. It was what he said it was. And I said, okay, that's crazy, but you know what? Maybe they'll wake up at some point. You never woke up. So that's why I say right now, there has to be some form of punishment. I stand 100% behind this. Any Trump supporter collecting Social Security should immediately have their money cut off, their water cut off. W Zeus in the chat. Get them off. We got a lot of work for them to do, especially with these mass deportations. You can't say you can't do it. All right. All you got to do is put your back into it. I know. I'm going to get to the box. All right, because we got to talk to people. But I want to also get this on record. All right. This is quite the situation we're in. A Republican said what Elon Musk did was repulsive. Okay, this happened at a town hall, ladies and gentlemen. You can't believe this. His name is Chuck Nunn. All right, and he's gone viral. They talked about Senator Roger Marshall in Kansas. He fled the town hall after he was confronted by Chuck Nunn. I think Chuck Nunn is starting to wake up and realize that, you know what? He just might have been betrayed by Donald J. Trump and the MAGA Republicans. So we're going to talk about this real quick. But
including Chuck Nunn, my guest tonight, whose incredible exchange with Republican Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas has gone viral. Mm-hmm. Watch for yourself.
I support the victims. But what you're doing right now, what the government is doing right now, as far as cutting out those jobs, a huge.
So he's complaining that what the government is doing right now, cutting jobs and things like that, is hurting people. And this exchange, because it's not that good to hear right now, resulted in the senator fleeing the town hall early. So now they got this Republican on CNN with, and he's expressing the frustration that he's feeling, all right?
The crowd there, you could see, incredibly frustrated, angry. The senator abruptly ended that town hall after that exchange early. And Trump sounded off about the contentious town halls on Truth Social today, saying in part, quote, "It's all part of the game for Democrats."
Oh.
Up front now, Chuck Nunn.
So Trump has convinced his supporters that the Democrats, who clearly are unpopular, right? We're not popular, are somehow amassing all this money. Remember, Kamala went broke with all the money she raised. So where are we getting the money from? But they're sending Democrats in there to these town halls. Where was the care when Biden cut jobs due to... Sarah, if you don't mind, Sarah, please, Sarah. I didn't want to stop what I was doing because... what I was doing was very important. But this question, the mod said, Zeus, take a look at it. Sarah, could you please come up here, Sarah? Sarah, could you please come up here? Because I don't believe in shouting over no mess. I'm going to cancel the invitation, Sarah. And I'm going to, once again, I'm going to ask very politely, Sarah, please. If I can't answer your question, I'm pretty sure there's someone in here that can. But please come up and be an adult and ask the question. So, Sarah, you don't want to do it? And I know why, Sarah, you don't want to do it. Because you don't want to be exposed. I just invited her. You don't want to be exposed, Sarah. Because we all know what you are. All right? Because Donald Trump already told us. The fact that you ask that question speaks volumes. Everybody else in here knows the answer to that question except you, Sarah. And get this, Sarah. You have AI. You have a smartphone. But your geniusness made you come up in my live and ask a question you could have already gotten the answer to. Sarah, why are you bringing up Joe Biden? Because something's wrong with you. It's like your cult leader says about you, Sarah.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
And it's clear you're both because you didn't want to come up and expose yourself. Don't worry, I exposed you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire for Miss Sarah in the chat, who thought somehow asking me a question was a gotcha moment. No, Sarah, it wasn't a gotcha moment. It was a got you moment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Sarah straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA Daily.
Hey, Sarah, I don't know if this is your first time seeing Big Zeus in action, but I promise you, I am your worst nightmare because I tell the truth like it really should be told. I don't sit around here and play games. All right. I do my research. I engage with people like yourself to make sure I know what I know. And then I get better. And so as you can see, I'm a better version than you, right? W Zeus in the chat. So obviously Sarah is triggered because I'm sharing with her how Republicans are waking up and realizing Donald Trump is a problem. And she doesn't want me to get that information out there. But guess what, Sarah? It's my show. It's getting out there.
Man, in that viral video, a lifelong Kansas resident. I know, Chuck, you call yourself a conservative Democrat. Your wife is a Republican, and you were at that town hall together. So I just want to start, Chuck, in the awkward place where the president started when he is calling people at these town halls who are asking tough questions, or maybe just saying they, as you did, talking about your concern for veterans, paid troublemakers. I mean, just to be clear, awkward question here, but were you paid?
No, but if President Trump would like to send me some cash, I would prefer large bills in a plain envelope. But no, I wasn't paid. And if they, it makes no sense. If they were going to have a paid actor, they would pick somebody a hell of a lot better looking than I am.
That part.
And someone that's much better spoken than I am. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
And the people that were there, I can guarantee you all of them were Kansans because I did not check every tag in the parking lot. But as my wife and I walked into that hall,
go ahead.
I did look at the tags, and they were all Kansas tags.
W in the chat for Chuck. Unfortunately, he still gets no points because he voted for Donald Trump, but you hear him. That lie that Trump is pushing out there that these are paid people from the Democrat. He said he didn't get a crying dime from the Democrats. He checked the parking lot, looked at everybody's tags, and they were all from Kansas. And he's in a very, very red district. And he said if he could get some money, he would ask Donald Trump to send him big bills and a plane trip. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send Donald Trump and his supporters once again to hell because we've exposed another lie. Hey, Sarah, are you still there? Because you can go back again.
Silence.
Now, the last thing that I got to talk about, and then I'm going to open the box, has to do with J.D. Vance. I don't know if you all saw that Fox News Sean Hannity thing he did yesterday when he tried to explain the meeting with President Zelensky. J.D. Vance tried to put a spin on this meeting that was out of this world, and I got to debunk it. We got to debunk it, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, listen to how J.D. Vance tries to spin, once again, what we all saw on Friday when him and Donald Trump tried to negotiate peace with Ukraine, all right, and Russia. This is them.
President, thank you for being with us.
Good to see you, man.
Listen to
Good
this.
to be here.
Let's go back to the Oval Office Friday.
Yep.
From your perspective.
Yeah, great TV. As the president said. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. So
It's not
we have a
funny.
45-minute press conference. And the president normally does this, and I've seen this now 3 or 4 times with foreign leaders, where he likes to bring the media in, likes to have a conversation, but answer questions with the press. As you know, he's very open with reporters. And what I noticed is that for the first 25, 30 or so minutes, he tried to sort of bend over backwards to be gracious and kind to Zelensky. Even when Zelensky was kind of needling him, even when Zelensky was saying things that I thought were untrue, the president just tried to be diplomatic, right? I think that's his natural instinct in that situation. And then when it really went off the rails, of course, is when I asked, or you had a Polish journalist who asked a question, the president answered it, and then I answered it, and then something about my answer just really set Zelensky off. So then he came at me.
So you're blaming yourself.
So then I went back at him, and what I tried to do originally was actually try to diffuse the situation a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, you know, we're having this meeting. Obviously, there are 100 television cameras here. Let's try to have this conversation in private. And then the president, as we kept on going back and forth, I tried again to say, well, maybe we should have this conversation in private. And the president was like, nope, actually, I don't want to have it in private anymore. I want to have this actual conversation in public.
All right, JD, that's enough. That's enough. How many of you out there believe JD was trying to defuse the situation? Because this is a classic bully on the schoolyard situation. You bully the person at the school, and then you both get called in, and the bully always seems to flip it and make it look like they're the victim. These are the 2 most powerful men on the face of the earth, describing to the American people how supposedly little old Zelensky went into the White House and just pummeled. Okay, just pummeled these guys. Oh, they want to report the live. Okay, you can do that. It's fine. They just wanted to describe how little old Zelensky went in there and pummeled Donald Trump and JD Vance. Guess what? We don't buy that at all. You know what? And it gets a little worse, ladies and gentlemen. It gets a little worse. On CNN yesterday, Bruce Blakeman went on there and he weighed in on it. Bruce Blakeman, he's a conservative, obviously, in the state of New York, all right? And listen to what he said of President Zelensky, all right? This is
the fact that Putin might benefit from it. I don't think that's going to be the case because I think, first of all, the EU nations are going to step in. They're going to fill the void. And I think at some point, Zelensky has to have an end game. If he thinks he's going to defeat Russia, he's delusional. His end game has to be to get to the table, get the best deal he can make, and that would start with a ceasefire and not going to the White House dressed like a schlub. I mean,
we're back. He went to the White House dressed like a schlump. What the heck is that? So they're already demonizing Zelensky. This is another Republican on CNN, but it gets worse. Listen to what they called Zelensky yesterday.
Well, you know what? When you go to see your banker, you don't wear
The United States is a banker, but is what you're saying. But he came to Congress wearing the same thing. Churchill would come to the United States wearing essentially military fatigues. I mean, this is nothing new. It's just only become an issue now for some reason.
Well, I think it was that and the whole demeanor. He was disrespectful. When, using a private sector analogy, when you go to your banker, you put on your best suit, you act respectful, you act grateful, you don't act like a thug. And that's exactly what Zelensky...
Like a thug.
Like a thug? They tried to gaslight me. Oh, you said that I'm twitching. All right. Okay. He said that I'm twitching. 83 C Smart, come on up here. You said that I'm twitching. All right. Obviously, you're not that bright. I want to get back to what I was saying real quick, and then we're going to go to the box. So they say Zelensky is a thug, huh? You know, the difference between most Trump supporters and average people who understand what a thug is we all knew what thug life was about. Don't we know what thug life was about, ladies and gentlemen? All right, if you need a reminder, let's listen to the late, great Tupac Shakur. Yes, this is thug life. Yeah, maybe it's the thug in me, right? Yeah, this is what Zelensky was doing in Donald Trump and JD Vance when he met with him. He's doing this right here, right? Maybe it's the thug in us. Hey! Yeah, could you see? Was Zelensky up there throwing up the west side? Hey! Give me the money! Hey! Woo! Yeah, you remember? This is what Zelensky. Y'all want to see a thug? Thank you. Yeah, we gonna get this money. Don't he look like a thug? Hey, thug life there. Don't be a player, hater. Hey, tell him. Get it. Who do you love? Hey, maybe it's the thug in me. That's how Zelensky went in the White House. According to MAGA. W's in the chat for Little Hawk and all of you who sent the gifts. All right, seriously. These people really want to convince Zeus and the rest of America that we saw Tupac Shakur resurrected when Zelensky walked into the White House. These people got an imagination out of this world. I've never seen anything like that. And so, because that's disrespectful to Tupac and all the thugs that really was about that life, we're going to go ahead and send MAGA straight to hell one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these Trump supporters straight to hell for trying to convince us Tupac was in the White House on Friday, even though we all saw that wasn't true. Alrighty then, we got through it.
Silence, you mad.
All right, we got through it. I'm so sorry to burden you all with all of that content, but we had to get the truth out there. I can't let these Trump supporters do what they've been doing. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here, and we will get to the bottom of what's really going on. All right? Because at this end of the day, I've debunked every single lie you got. Seriously, right? I've debunked every single lie that these Trump supporters got. Okay, MAGA Enforcer, you want to come back up here? You want to come up here and talk to Big Zeus? Come on up here, MAGA Enforcer. This won't take long. I'm an expert at this. All right, MAGA Enforcer, what do you got for me this morning?
You don't like presidents that actually do stuff?
Wrong. See, that's the first thing you did. You got in and started with a lie. See how I caught you, bro? You don't know that. Where'd you get that lie from? The pits of hell?
Do anything.
Well, how did you come up with that statement and then said it applies to Big Zeus?
Build back worse.
Who?
Joe Biden.
He built back better. Obviously, that's his slogan. W Zeus. Come on, man. Stop it. There's only one president that got us out of the pandemic. And no matter who you want to think about, it's only Joe Biden. Remember, there was a pandemic when Trump left the office, right?
Yeah.
And who got us out of it? Go ahead and say his name.
I don't know. It took him a long time, though.
Go ahead and say his name.
It was at a snail's pace.
What has Donald Trump done for you?
He closed the border, basically. It's down to like 300 encounters a day.
Okay.
It was at 1,100 under Biden.
Oh, okay. Okay. How does that help you?
It just helps me.
How?
Makes my country safer, less terrorists.
I see.
Yeah, less
well, what did he?
drugs
Okay.
coming in from the border, like the F drugs not coming in all the time, you know?
Yeah, so no one's losing their life as a result of that stuff anymore, right?
Correct, sir.
W Rick in the chat. Listen, W Rick. Now, MAGA Enforcer. What are you going to do about Republicans all over the country going to these town halls and expressing frustration? Because this really isn't an issue.
Well, they're rhinos.
Oh, they're rhinos.
Yes.
So, but what are you going? What could you say to these people? Because they voted alongside
I don't care
you.
about them. They could go somewhere with themselves. We'll just have new Republicans. And as we take away more seats from you in 2 years, we'll have even more Republicans. So that's the goal.
So what's the end game? Donald Trump be president forever?
Your
No, I mean honestly.
Your end game should be to switch your messaging up and stop hating Donald Trump all the time and maybe get involved in policy.
Got it. Got it.
Which you're not doing.
Got it.
Now send me to hell. I'd like to go.
Okay. Anything else?
You didn't have shit to say. I expected that from a guy like you.
All right.
MAGA, 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 MAGA. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA.
Okay, well, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, the demon has spoken. You know? And when the demon says to hey, send me off the cliff, please, because that's where I belong, I'm going to do it. So this guy wants to get into my box and talk to me about policy. He can't even spell policy. All right. And then he tells the Republicans that voted for Donald Trump to leave. Wow. You really got him. Again, anybody that's still in the MAGA cult or still supports MAGA after hearing that, you see what you deserve, honestly, what's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send the MAGA, who really isn't an enforcer, more like a Russian asset. That's what they are. Let's send the MAGA enforcer straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
That's somebody, you could just tell by their energy, this is a miserable person, right? Imagine, like you all heard that guest come up here. Imagine what life, with that person, how this person, presented themselves. Could you imagine spending 24 hours with somebody like that? Somebody that worships Donald Trump at that level. W. Zena Smith in the chat. You could just tell by the way that he was breathing, his countenance and things like that this is a miserable person. He's just as miserable as Donald Trump. You got to tie a pork chop around folks like that in order for the dog to play with him. It's that level of ugliness that's going on. And I want nothing. And I promise you, I want nothing to do with you. All right. Seriously, as far as I'm concerned, you don't belong in this great country of ours. Why don't you go to Russia? Seriously, if these people hate the Democrats so doggone much, Why are they still in the United States? Russia is running the program you like. You know that, right, Trump supporters? You know they're running the very program that you want to turn into you want the United States to be Donald Trump's vision. You don't need to wait all these years, all these decades. Just get on an airplane and fly to Moscow. And to the person that just came up in my box, you don't like my rhetoric, Zeus, you should focus on policy. Maybe you should do what I said at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Stock market going all the way to hell, and he wants to come up here and talk to me about borders. Knucklehead. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing, bro?
Wow, that was quite the exchange. It's been a long time since you've done a monologue that long, and I rather enjoyed it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Keep bringing the information. I just had a couple questions. First of all, and these are all rhetorical, of course.
Okay.
First of all, why would the Secretary of the Treasury Department, why would that position, the gentleman who sits in that position, why would he be negotiating peace terms with a foreign nation and not the Secretary of State? Can anyone answer that question for me?
Give it to him, W Nutty in the chat. Thank you. Rima.
What I want you all to understand and to show you how pathetic this administration is, we have a Secretary of State. Please go back and look at the job descriptions, and I'll use that word so you all can understand what I'm saying. Go look at the job descriptions of each person in the administration, including the president.
Thank you.
Look at their job description.
Hit them with it.
And you will see that no one is acting within their job description. Why is the Secretary of the Treasury negotiating for the United States of America and not the Secretary of State? You had the Secretary of State sitting next to the Vice President looking like Twiddledee and Twiddledum all wrapped up in one bow.
Hey, man, W Nutty, hit him with it.
What is the purpose of Marco Rubio, who was confirmed by the Senate, by the way,
Amen,
for a vote of 99-0? So he had overwhelming support from his Senate colleagues. Why is he not opening his mouth?
Democrats also stole millions. See, these are the lies. This is where Heat, come on up here, Heat. You wanna say stuff like that. Nutty is asking you serious questions and you ain't got no answers.
And this is not even talking about Donald Trump. This is talking about job descriptions. Here's another thing.
Go ahead, Nutty.
I think Dr. Lex brought it up yesterday.
Oh, Dr. Lex.
We did see the assault on Vladimir Zelensky.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump hit him.
Put his hands on him.
Here's what's hilarious to me, Zeus.
Talk to him, Nutty.
Mama, please forgive me because I have to do like Joe Biden did in the 1970s when he read someone else's words talking about the racial jungle and using the N-word. Right? So I have to do that now. So Mama, forgive me. So Donald Trump stayed very silent when a 4-year-old told him to shut the fuck up. He's not the president. But yet he wanted to push back on Vladimir Zelensky, who is the leader of a nation who was invaded by a tyrant.
Got that, Nutty.
No. I said I was going to say it. But a 4-year-old told the man to shut the F up. And what did he do? He shut the F up. MAGA, that should show you who the president is.
Can I ask you, Nutty?
An unelected South African who is stealing from the American people. That Social Security that he's coming after, guess what? He's going to put it in his pocket. You've heard talking points, but you're not listening. You know that he's making $8 million a day from the American people. You know he has over $18 billion of governmental of welfare. You know this, but you seem to not care.
Brighter days are coming, Nutty. We just got to believe and trust, right?
Well, brighter days are coming because, you know, here's the thing, Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
Every MAGA that's affected and harmed by this, that's taken down to the basements of hell, that's one more MAGA we don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
So that's my brighter day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's collateral damage called the rest of America who did not vote for this trash.
Thank you.
But we are collateral damage, and we understand that.
Yeah.
That collateral damage is an evil of war. We are in war right now.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. We are in war.
Did Donald Trump's negotiations with Zelensky, did that make the world safer or unsafe in your world?
So Zeus, that made the United States of America that much weaker and that much more unsafe. Those two puppets of Putin that got put on the world stage. You don't want the AP in the White House. You don't want Reuters in the White House, but you let a Russian media in the White House, in the Oval Office.
W Nutty in the chat. W Nutty in the chat.
That entire encounter was for the audience of one, and that was for Putin.
Yeah.
And MAGA, you're simping for it.
Speaking of simping, yesterday we still have, I got to get this off of me, and I wanted to ask you, what do you think about these blagger folks still?
See, you're trying
that,
to...
No, I don't want you to go too deep if you can't, but how do you process them still voting alongside the Triple K? And they're saying, from what I'm gathering, the Democrats just didn't do enough for black folks, so it's time for something different.
You know what? I said this to Lex. Lex said it again. I'm gonna go back
because I see them in my comment. I invited them up. They didn't want to come up because they know what we do over here. Well, all right, we'll let them embarrass themselves.
So Lex said it very well yesterday today.
Moni.
He said, "Stop worrying about what the Democrats aren't doing for you, and start worrying about what the Republicans are doing to you."
Thank you. All right, that's a good point. Thank you. That's a good point.
Here's the deal, dude.
Gregory is in the chat too. Gregory Jones. He leaves comments in my videos, always attacking black. He's a black person.
Well, he's an idiot. So anyway, so we know that there's room for the Democrats to do better.
Yeah.
We will criticize the Democrats
100%. Yep.
But the one thing that the Democrats are not doing, and they're not trying to take away rights of human beings, and that include black folks. That include black folks.
Yeah.
That alone makes me want to vote Democratic.
Thank you.
But here's the other end of that token. I'm going to hold the Democrats accountable. Because every single one of these fools work for us. We are their employer. Why is it that we're not demanding? So I heard in another live yesterday, well, where are the former presidents? Well, where are this person, that person? Shut up with that mess.
Thank you, W Nutty in the chat.
Shut up. The question that you should be asking is, where are our elected leaders now? Because Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, they can't do a damn thing for us. They're not in power.
Thank you. Thank you.
Period, point blank, end of discussion. You should be asking, where is your Congress?
Amen.
Because they've given their power over to the executive branch, completely disrespecting the Constitution and the separation of powers.
Amen. Amen. Hit him with it, Nutty.
Disappointment. I gotta get out of
here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. W Nutty in the chat. No lies detected. No lies. If Nutty was lying, I didn't catch it. I didn't hear a single lie. All right, and that's what we want to do. We want to continue to get the truth out there because, unfortunately, Trump supporters are still in the cult, and they just haven't woken up yet. They haven't felt the true pressure that's coming their way, especially with these tariffs that are about to kick in. Imagine a car now costing $10,000 to $12,000 more if you try to go purchase it. That's what's coming for you traders. And it's not better in Russia. Actually, it really isn't. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here. All right, we don't got much money. We don't got much more time. I'm so sorry. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, Joe, there you go. There you go. There you go. See, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up, we got to get some. Okay, Joe, I can't bring you up because guess what? You don't have enough for me to send a guest request. All right, let me bring up the next guest. All right, Hoodlum. Welcome, Hoodlum. You're a Trump supporter, huh?
Yes, sir.
I saw you write in the chat that Nutty or me was race baiting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, define race baiting.
When you insinuate somebody's supposed to vote based on the color of their skin, that's race baiting.
What do you call this? Hold on. What do you?
Are you going to play where Joe Biden said, "If you're not black, if you don't vote for me"? Is that what you're going to play?
No. You can't tell me what I'm going to play. I was just curious. Let me see if.
Well, I already know all your little sayings. It's the same old shit you've been doing for the last.
They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Now, when you say black jobs and worst in the history, explain how that's not race baiting in your world. Because I get that if Donald Trump says it's not race baiting, but you can't use that as an excuse. How is that not? Because imagine Joe Biden said it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he said far worse.
So, but if Joe Biden, so how was Donald Trump race baiting based on your understanding of what race baiting is? Because this one thing to be descriptive. I'm very, very descriptive, but a lot of you seem to convince. You're confused about me being descriptive.
What was the question asked? Hold on.
Okay.
What was the question asked? I'm pretty sure the question was asked specifically about black jobs. So you can misrepresent those statements all you want, but
I give it to you. So the person asking Donald Trump the question is race baiting, not Donald Trump giving the answer.
He answered the question that was specifically to the question.
You good. Hey, Hoodlum, you good. You got a heck of... You ought to get a job in the Trump administration. The way you spin better than Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson could spin and hit his... Michael Jackson could spin and stand on his toes. All right?
That's right.
So that's impressive, but we don't buy that. You know good and well Democrats aren't going to buy that answer you gave, right?
Well, we don't care about what you buy and what you don't buy because you lost.
Okay.
Your message is weak.
Okay, I got it. And again, that's fine with me. The difference between me and you is I can take a loss and get better in the off season. You can't. That's the difference. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
Oh, wow. Another truth. Oh, wait a second. Another truth, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I love how you just full-throatedly said Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Need more of that, Hoodlum. But believe it or not, he didn't tell his supporters that. He lied to them. And he gaslighted them so much that you saw what happened on January 6th. Right? That's what I meant when I said I could take a loss and get better. If Donald Trump really could do what I do, he would have lost and he would have came back stronger and he wouldn't even be bringing up that 2020 election.
He made one of the strongest American comebacks that we've seen since Cleveland. And you're going to say that he didn't get better and come back?
No, I'm saying he lied. I said he lied. He lied to his supporters. He lied to his supporters.
He whooped that Democrat ass.
And could you not say that seriously? That's kind of getting over the top.
All right.
Now, when you say that he whooped whatever it is, I wouldn't say he has a mandate. We already debunked that he just got a good chunk of the people who voted, a small little bit. He doesn't have a mandate. An overwhelming number of Americans right now believe a lot of what he's doing is very unpopular. You do see that happening too.
No, I think he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do and what we voted for.
Okay, so cutting Social Security, you voted for that?
Show me evidence.
Okay, well, fair enough. We don't want to get into the details. Cutting Medicaid, you voted for that?
Here again, show me evidence.
Okay, great. Freezing federal funds that go towards research, you voted for that?
I think that to do proper accounting and looking at things, yes.
Okay, great. I just didn't know you voted for that. Turning the Gaza into Trump Tower area, stuff like that. You voted for that?
I think it was a very unique idea, but I don't think it was anything other than an.
It was a yes or a no. You voted for him to basically go and just basically.
I believe in a two-state
destroy that area. You believe that's okay?
Yeah, I believe in a two-state solution.
Okay, no, that's not what he's talking. So what about the situation pulling funding from Ukraine? You voted for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes America less safer. You voted for us taking over Canada?
I believe Canada's in probate. It's just a matter of time.
So that was a yes?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to happen.
Okay, but remember, no wars under him. So again, contradiction.
No.
Because that's not going to happen unless there's a war. You get that, right? You get that, right? No, seriously.
They're in probate right now, Zeus.
What the heck has probate got to do with what we're talking about? I'm telling you, do you think
property?
Do you think Donald Trump is going to be able to take Canada without a war? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's where you and I differ. Panama, same thing. You think that they're just going to lay over and let him come over, and you voted for this? You voted for the Gulf of America. You voted for these tariffs.
Yes.
How do you get money?
I own 2 companies.
In what industry?
Service industry and transportation.
Okay. You get any federal grants through those businesses or anything?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to survive with the tariffs and things like that, because it seems like you're raking it in as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just going to go as far as to say you're one of the Americans in this country that everything Donald Trump does is actually helping you live better.
I think I'm safer.
No. How?
Less people coming over the border that aren't used to our laws and our way of life.
But what were these people doing that would make you feel like that they're not safe? I'm concerned.
Supposedly they're coming from like war-torn countries that don't have law and order. So, their expectation of following laws is not up to our civil standards.
Yeah. But do you think it's important to obey laws in a country? Because I thought in this country, laws don't matter.
No, we're the party of law and order, Zeus. You're the party of defund the police.
When did you become the party of law and order?
We've always been the party of law and order.
So you have, from what I'm gathering, a problem with people not following the law? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I think that people coming into this country do not understand our laws, so therefore they break them. And then we have a cultural expectation that isn't necessarily the same. Like in other countries, like maybe
but with a name like Hoodlum,
girl is okay to date.
Wait,
It's illegal.
Wait a second. Don't bring that up. Because
I'm just saying.
I'm basically allowing you to basically cover a lot of territory because I'm actively listening to it, and I'm going, this guy, he might not understand what he's saying. And I want to give you a chance to honestly walk that back and tell me you're not the party of law and order. Because if you don't take that back, then I think this conversation is going to go into a place where you're not going to really have the upper hand, because guess what? I have all the cards.
Well, of course, this is your life, but I just think that in like
But you don't have the cards. It's not that you don't have the cards. Okay, so you didn't want me to say it, but I'm going to say it. Donald Trump is a criminal.
According to the cases, yes.
Okay, so that means you're not the party of law and order.
Okay, so you hopefully understand that the president is the executor to make sure that laws are followed, correct?
No.
Yes.
What is the judicial branch for then?
Those are to interpret the law.
Well, Trump passed an executive order saying he's the only one, and Pam Bondi are the only ones that interpret it. What does that tell you? Someone, it means someone has a misunderstanding of what the law means in this country.
No, I think that what you're watching is the recapture of the executive branch that's gone AWOL.
I'm not asking you to talk about that. I'm saying law.
Yeah,
so in other words, the person robbing the bank, should they make the laws about protecting banks?
No.
Why not?
Because that's not how that works.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying you are not the party of law and order, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what you say, we're all, and it's not a Democrat thing, really. It's most people who have common sense. They're going to say, how do you put a lawless man in the White House then? How do you justify bringing yourself to vote for a person who you know has a record of breaking the laws, a record of being impeached? And if you want to talk about harming kids, well, we got him as being friends with, Epstein. Like, everything you hate, honestly, he does. And that's the conundrum.
Well, I think that we're going to let those cases play out, and we'll see how that whole narrative works out for you in the long run.
What cases?
The cases that you're referring to.
They've already played out. He's already been convicted.
There's a thing called the appeals court. Right?
Oh, well, until that actually happens, we kind of got to stick to what's already happened, right?
And that's why I agreed with you.
So he's a felon right now.
Technically, yes.
So a felon running your party, right, means you can't be the party of law and order.
Well,
it's not like I'm giving you a calculus equation and telling you to give me the integral of the function, right? I'm asking you to just use a little common sense.
So do you think that the president has the right to decide what legal opinions disseminate from the executive branch?
I think that the president might have an opinion about whatever it is, but I think that when it comes to the interpretation of the law, that's outside of the president's wheelhouse, so to speak.
Well, if somebody from an executive agency,
like I don't want Donald Trump, like he posted today, going to universities and telling them to arrest students. That's
do you have evidence of that?
Yeah, he posted it on his social media platform today. Let me read it to you. I just read it, but if you don't mind, all federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protest. So the first question is, what's an illegal protest? Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. And this should alarm you. American students. So this is a direct message to citizens of the United States. Will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime. So there's an assumption there's a crime being committed, arrested. No mask. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, that doesn't cause you any concern, does it? Because it makes you feel safer.
No, he said unlawful, which is a key word there.
No. He said illegal protest, and he says depending on the crime. So there's an insinuation that he's making in his mind that this is what a person protesting breaking the law looks like.
Well, actually, he defined it in two different ways.
How?
Illegal protest, which means you don't have a permit, and then
No. Okay. What if I have a permit and I do some vandalism?
Then that would be the second law being broken.
So now there's context to what this illegal means, but he's not giving you an explicit definition of what an illegal protest is, which means it's really his opinion.
It's a text, bro.
No, it's a post on Truth Social, which is Lie Central. So just think about Joe Biden saying that. That's the best way I could get this point across to you. If Joe Biden said what he said, what would your response be?
I would be like, man, I'm really proud that you woke up and actually know what the fuck's going on.
Don't curse, man. Come on. We don't curse on this show.
That's what I'd say. Good job, Joe. You actually woke up and did your job today.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, well, look, all I know is
I don't buy that, because name one thing Joe Biden did that you honestly said was a good job then. Let's try it that way, because There has to be something out there. I just want
Well,
to test.
definitely
I just want to test this theory. I want to test the theory. Do you have the capacity to say good job, Joe Biden, on anything that he did while he was in office?
Well, it definitely wasn't the pullout of Afghanistan. I'll tell you that much. It wasn't when he fell asleep at a delegation on foreign land.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't him leaving
Okay,
the border
well,
open
hoodlum.
and saying that he couldn't do anything about it. That definitely weren't those things.
Okay,
Or
stop.
better yet, when he yelled.
Hey, can we stop?
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to confirm what I already knew. Remember, you said you would say, "Hey, I would have said good job, Joe Biden."
Yeah.
I just proved that you lied because you couldn't think of one thing Joe Biden did. I asked you to just give me one, and you went off and named a lot of things you didn't like.
I think the infrastructure bill is good.
No, that's not what you initially did.
I know, but I was messing with you.
Okay, what's good about the infrastructure bill?
I think this is good for our country.
But a lot of people say it's inflationary on your side.
It is, and I don't think the timing was right, but I do think that it's a good thing.
Okay.
I'll give him a pass on that one.
Okay. All right. I mean, you have the capacity, but unfortunately, I still sense that there's a lot of control the MAGA demon has over you. All right. Now, what I'll do is we'll move to phase 2. And I'm going to bring up my good friend, Brother Attacking, because I already know what judgment is for you. All right, Hoodlum?
Oh, my. What's up, Attacking?
Yeah.
Shut up. First off, Hoodlum is nothing but a troll. He bounces from room to room, and he has the same.
Oh, the rumors are all true.
He doesn't.
Hold on. Let's let Attacking get it out there.
He doesn't have anything of substance. He keeps saying the same thing. What he said to you is he said to Ethan and everybody else that he's been in their broadcast. The thing is this: what you read about Donald Trump holding people who picket or riot or protest. Excuse me. Didn't Donald Trump just pardon people who did what he wants to arrest people for?
That's a good question, Hoodlum.
He did. He just pardoned people who attacked the Capitol building, unalive people, beat up cops.
Unalive? Wait a minute.
Excuse me. I'm talking. You sit there. I've already gone over this with you. I'm talking to Zeus.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. No.
Excuse me. I'm talking to Zeus. I don't talk to you because I've kicked you out of my broadcast and blocked you.
I don't give it to you.
So anyway,
hold on.
So anyway, Donald Trump caused the attack on the Capitol. They rioted. They picketed. They beat up cops. Excuse me. I'm talking. And they rioted and beat up cops. Unalive people. People lost their lives because of it. So Donald Trump pardoned 1,500 people for doing what he says he wants to do against colleges. So he is not only unethical and immoral, he's a hypocrite because as he's saying these people are going to be deported and arrested and removed from school, he just did pardon 1,600 people who did what he says you can't do in college.
Thank you.
Well,
I accept that.
I'm not talking to you. By the way, Donald Trump's little tariffs right now, 700 points. The stock market's down.
Okay, I accept that.
Donald Trump in 30 days has lost over 1,700 points in the stock market. Okay? So Donald Trump right now is
you're going to respond to him. I'm going to give you that.
I don't want to talk to him.
Well, we got to run the show. Okay, you know how this goes. Let's get your point out, but let's go. I get it. You all got issues on the app, but by
the way, Donald Trump,
thug. That's a thug right there.
Donald Trump has humiliated the United States of America and the European allies and leaders. And even King Charles accepted Zelensky way he was when he went there just the other day,
and that makes
me
shook
very his hand
angry.
And brought him into the castle. So the thing is this: Donald Trump has embarrassed the United States. And by the way, I just posted Donald Trump's conversation when he was in Russia about building a Trump Tower in Moscow.
That's a lot of evidence attacking.
Yeah,
that's quite the monologue you got there.
Well, we got to get the truth out, and I'm 100% in support of all the things Attacking gave us in terms of evidence. It's a mountain of it. Is there anything you wanted to push back against so that I can properly judge this matter? All right, because it's not looking good for you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So although the J6ers and this post today are similar, I would just like to add that at least he gave pardons to people that were actually like convicted of crimes, unlike Joe Biden that gave like carte blanche pardons for people that have not been convicted of any crime, and that was overturned by the judicial branch, by the way. So now we can go after
You can't
people
overturn
like
a pardon, just so you know.
and all the other criminals. So
You can't overturn a
all
pardon.
I can say, well, no, actually, you should do some research on that, because you can't give a pardon for somebody that was never found guilty. That's pretty oxymoron.
Okay, now stop right there. You said they were never found guilty?
Well, yeah.
Okay. But then I have an issue with you calling people that have never been convicted of anything criminals. You can say you don't like what he did at best, but I don't have any evidence.
Pardons?
I'll let Attacking answer the question. Attacking, could you articulate?
Why did Adam Schiff need a pardon?
We're gonna explain it to you.
Well, first off, Donald Trump has not only gone after lawyers and legal companies to try and help get all the information on what illegal activity he's done. He's going after them, which is kind of weird. If you said you're law and order, as Donald Trump is going after people trying to fulfill the law and order process. Donald Trump has put a hit list out on people that because they went after him for his illegal activity, and you can give a preemptive pardon. Maybe you should learn something.
Go for it. You please continue.
That's not what the judicial branch.
So what he's so Hoodlum, what he's saying is it's a preemptive pardon because everyone knows that Donald Trump is on some sort of revenge tour.
That didn't hold up in court.
What didn't hold up? You asked the question about. You asked the question why they got pardons
with no crime and convictions. They didn't hold up in court.
Then show us a court document. Tell me the court document. I'll look it up right now.
Oh, you should do your research.
No. Okay, honestly, Hoodlum, people are asking, what court are you talking about? Because this is the first thing. This is my first time hearing it, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, even though you're clearly in the hole.
No, I'd love to see this out, but I got to get my son to school.
What court?
Okay, there you go. That's a good excuse. I've never heard that one.
District?
Don't worry.
What district?
He doesn't have a district. He has to get his son to school. He has to get his son to school.
He's a troll. He's nothing but a troll.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Hoodlum clearly ran out of excuses. He ran out of gas. You got an electric car, runs out of gas, right? This is what he did. And we caught him. Now he has to take his son to school. What a lie. Hoodlum, go to hell. Go to hell, Hoodlum.
I made this.
Yeah.
For you Trump supporters who say you have special sources and so on and so forth, you don't. This little pyramid is a simple diagram of how things are delivered to you and I. It comes from the originator. Let's say President Biden or President Trump. It goes to every news organization and it funnels down. It funnels down to you and I, whether you're biased or unbiased, whether you're a conspiracy theorist or so on and so forth. The difference between what you believe and what is real depends on what you do in regards to researching what you receive. Zeus and I research. Every other broadcaster on the left-hand side researches what is being said. You guys are headline hoochies. You repeat things that Donald Trump says. Just like when Trump said Zelensky doesn't want a peace deal. He doesn't want a ceasefire. That's not true. He wants a ceasefire. He went there Friday to sign over elements from his country. But the thing is this, he wanted a guarantee. I want a guarantee of protection. If I do this and give you 50% of what we have, I want a protection.
Yeah.
And we all know that Putin has broke every agreement that he has agreed to.
Thank you.
But also, Donald Trump has also broke every agreement that he has agreed to with every contractor and person that has worked for him to do a job. And when it comes to paying them, he says, no, take me to court because I'm not paying you for what we negotiated.
Thank you.
I'm going to pay you 50 cents on the dollar. And then they have to go to court. They get less money, and these companies go bankrupt.
That part.
So Donald Trump and Putin have done the same thing. They lie about, they sign an agreement, then they lie about it, and they don't stand fast with that agreement.
That part.
So as you guys support Donald Trump, 766 is the droppage right now in the Dow.
Wow.
But as you guys support Donald Trump, supporting Putin, he called Zelensky a dictator, and he's never called Putin one name. This picture right here, and I put up the video, Donald Trump was in Moscow saying that he is considering putting up a Trump Tower in Moscow. And if you don't see this as a sign of him having bias for President Putin and Russia, as he's ignoring America and willing to put us in a hole, and take rights away from senior citizens and Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare, and have people lose their jobs, and now putting tariffs on Mexico and Canada, which is going to harm you, the consumer.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna be done. Everybody be good.
All
Everybody
right.
be safe.
All right. W attacking in the chat. No lies detected. Make sure you follow him if you want to see the rest of it. He puts the videos up, and all right, very informative, very, very educational. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up. All right. I'm gonna bring up my good friend Dolphin. Welcome, Dolphin. I was supposed to bring you up yesterday. I remember. How are you doing, Dolphin?
Oh, hang on a sec. I gotta get up. I almost swore. Sorry, Mama Zeus.
Okay, it's okay.
No, it's all right. Woo.
This is my good friend Dolphin.
No.
Hello. How are you doing?
Everybody, this fine morning. Sorry, I got my Michigan wearable blanket on.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a beautiful one. Oh my God. Let's go. W Dolphin in the chat. We're getting there. Let's go. How are you doing?
Buddy.
Oh, an amazing shirt.
My buddy here told me that I can come on today and promote something that we've been doing for quite some time. I've literally been doing this for a year now. If you look at my videos, the third pinned video is right after I got off Harry's live, and the first one is right after I got off of Chris's live just recently.
Wow.
We've been trying to get this off the ground for quite some time. And thank you to that thing and what he pulled in the Oval Office. This has actually really taken off.
Okay, wow.
Now, currently, I just checked, even from last night, was 22,260. Now it's 23,560.
We're talking sales?
In sales.
Wow, that's W Dolphin.
So, if you don't mind, I have the link here. It's also in my bio. But I'd like to show... Oops, crap. I hate that when it happens. But I'd like to show you... what exactly we have here.
Yes, well, we're supporting Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are just tuning in, it's very important we continue to support our allies, despite the fact that the person sitting in the White House is doing the exact opposite.
Precisely, and what this movement, what we want to do is we want to show the solidarity that we have for Ukraine.
Thank
that
you.
We still stand for democracy, and we want to picture everybody one of these days wearing these shirts, and just really letting people know that we are not like that thing and the administration that's in office.
Amen.
So we have.
What's the website? What is the website?
It is Dagger Custom Apparel. Oh, and I just want to clarify, this is not his brand. This is a project that he's been doing on the side for the last year.
Oh.
This is just it's absolutely wonderful. He made the sunflower design.
Dagger Custom Apparel. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put my the link is in my bio.
All right.
But we have men's shirts, women's shirts. There are now hoodies. Then we've got the long sweater shirts, and then we've got the V-neck here.
Wow.
For both women and
Wow.
men.
Nice.
Let me flip the camera again.
Go ahead, get it out there to them, Dolphin.
so
They
I
need to
can show
know.
you.
Yes,
This
yes.
is what
Stand
it
with
looks
Ukraine. I love it. Stand with
And if you
Ukraine.
guys do not know, a lot of the bigger creators have picked this up. Mishi for Change, Tennessee Brando, Mr. Global, Tom Powell was just in there the other day.
Wow.
We've got Fact Still Matters. We have a lot of people that are willing to help show the world that we do stand for democracy, regardless
Amen.
of what is currently going on. And
Amen.
I seem to be like freezing up.
Yeah, it's freezing a little bit, but I got it. I got it now. We got it out there. All right, W Dolphin in the chat. Shay is saying the link is in her bio. All right, I'm gonna get me one of those. All right, Dolphin.
I'm hoping.
Yes, yes, and the website once again. I forgot. I read it.
It is Dagger Custom Apparel.
There you go. There you go.
And
There you go.
If you'd like to follow him, his name is Tom at Dagger Custom Apparel, and there's a little space between Tom and the at.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, all
All
right,
right.
Dolphin. Thank you so much. All right.
Thanks.
For the plug, W Dolphin in the chat. Gotta support Ukraine despite what's going on. Thank you, Laura, for spelling it out in the comments section. Make sure you do a screenshot, ladies and gentlemen, all right? You gotta support people when they are in need. That's how I was raised. You don't kick a person when they're down like we just saw Donald Trump and J.D. Vance do with Zelensky, all right? Seriously. So, yes, W to Dolphin and W to all of you in the chat.
God, I can't disconnect.
Oh, I got you. All right. Let's move it along. Put a 1 in the chat. Thank you again, Dolphin. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here, and we'll get to the bottom of whatever you're dealing with. All right. This is some serious situations that we got going on in this country. All right. I'm looking in the chat. You would be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on right now. The exact thing they're trying to prevent from happening is actually happening right now. Ukraine has never been more resilient, right? They're getting more funding, all right, from Europe, all right? Europe is actually standing up saying, you know what? We got Russia in a nice spot where we could deal with them on our own. And, Carlos, you said how am I promoting war? No, Carlos, knock it off. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up. I don't promote war. No. What I do is I give facts and I give information out there so that people can actually be more intelligent when they go and vote. Now, I understand that the information that I give you, it hurts your feelings. I understand that, and that's why I start every show, and I tell you, Trump supporters, the God honest truth.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay
Thank you, Southern Delight.
But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, Southern Delight. As you can see, I invited this MAGA demon up here, and they decided they don't want to come up here and talk to Big Zeus. And so, yeah, go ahead and just put them in a straitjacket the entire live. They have nothing of value. These are literally Russian trolls in my live. Literally, they repeat Putin's propaganda. You see the guests that I've brought up so far. They have nothing of value. Oh, Donald Trump's policies, they're actually making my life a lot better, Zeus. The Democrats lost. You know the difference between the Democrats right now and MAGA? The Democrats lost the election, right? You don't hear us mumbling and grumbling about the result of that election. It's over. It is what it is. We lost. Move on. Y'all spent 4 years. Even today, y'all still are crying about the 2020 election. They're crying about Dr. Anthony Fauci. Oh my gosh. It's like y'all can't get over a breakup. Y'all got to be some of the most... Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to warm up the lake of fire again for these Trump supporters. I know why they don't want to get up here and talk, because they know the jig is up. They've been fully exposed for their corruption, for their lies. They try to act like they are the ones that are being victimized when it's really them that are the bullies. These people went to the Capitol and assaulted our democracy on January 6th and then want to turn around and talk about weaponizing the DOJ. Have you lost your rabbit mind? Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these Trump supporters once again straight to hell. You guys are some sick people.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Hey, Bridget, send me a guest request, Bridget, or zip it. All right, Bridget, because the moment you wrote that comment, it's like I already knew that what Donald said about you, Bridget, was true.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
And it's both with you, Bridget. All right, ladies and gentlemen, mods, please feel free to put Bridget in a straight jacket. All right, just zip it on up. All right, let me bring up my next good friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome. All right, these people know they live in a lie. These people know that they're the political novice. Are you there? It's taking a second to patch us through. Maybe there is something going on with the connection. All right. I'm gonna bring up my good friend Q Dog. Welcome, Q Dog. What's going on, bro? How are you doing?
Same old.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, some of these folks. I wanted to have a conversation with that one gentleman.
Who?
The MAGA
enforcer.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know
if he's still in the chat. Bring him back up.
MAGA enforcer. You know what I call him? The MAGA. Well, never mind. I think they left. You know, they understand that no one's buying what they're selling over here, and they gotta push it somewhere else. So they probably left the chat, or they're just too intimidated. They don't want to get up here and actually have a real serious conversation.
Well, attacking shut him down.
Yeah.
We peeped that.
Oh, there he is. Right there. There he is.
Bring him back up.
Yeah. Come on up here. You got some. Q Dog wants to talk to you. All right, and this is serious business. What we take care of over here. All right, I sent them an invite. MAGA enforcer, don't run. Get to the go to the closet. Go to the bedroom where you came out of. All right, and go ahead and connect. All right, because we'll help you get to the right side of this. But you gotta work. All right, he's in the room now, and he's in a safe spot where he can talk to Democrats. Yeah. You've been summoned.
I
love talking to Democratic depraved weirdos. It's awesome.
First of all, don't even start, because
I'll start with you all day.
You already shut down.
You didn't like what I said earlier, so you were thinking about it the whole time.
I had to mute him.
Close your mouth. I got a question for you. I see you got Jesus all over your page, but you ever since you got up here, you had nothing but rhetoric and hatred that come out your mouth. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how you want to talk about the border or whatnot, but you didn't mention one thing. You didn't mention any of your ancestors that came over here illegally when they brought my ancestors.
Let's talk.
Wait a minute.
Let's talk
MAGA enforcer, seriously. We want the serious conversation. We don't want the theatrics. Because we can do theatrics.
Oh, you don't like them?
Let's talk
you
about
can't handle
it. Let's talk about it.
You got Jesus in this?
I take it that you
guys don't talk about Jesus at all in the Democratic Party. I haven't heard you say his name once.
Foremost, if you know anything,
come on, man. When was the last
time?
Can you
show us
anything about Omega Psi Phi? The first thing that has anything to do with our colors has to do with Jesus. So close your mouth.
You sure about that? Because I never heard Obama say that.
I'm definite on that. I'm definite on that. Because
did Obama say Jesus?
What's your favorite?
We are in the Bible, son.
When Obama said Jesus?
When was the last time you picked up the Bible?
Joe Biden never say
When
the name
was the last time you picked up the Bible? Don't talk about Joe Biden. Don't talk about Joe Biden.
Sir,
Let's
sir.
talk about. Let's talk
Let's
about.
talk about the fact
Let's
that you
talk
guys don't
about
like
how
him.
you
I
have.
want you to listen and have the conversation. If you can't control the MAGA demon inside of you, then it's clear Jesus is not with you. So
Exactly.
that's all this. Why, when we mention the name of Jesus, did this demon get worked up like that, Q dog? That was
Oh, he got worked up
that was
real
what you
bad.
did.
He want to talk. He want to talk about. He want to talk about immigrants going back.
Wow.
Let's talk about. You said you from
Yeah, when you
Ohio.
break the
You
law,
said
you
you from
get
Ohio.
kicked out. That's
Matt,
life.
Listen. Close your mouth and listen. That's the reason why
No,
God gave you
man,
2
I have
ears
free
and
speech,
1
dog.
mouth. I brought you up. Now I could drop you back down.
Yeah, if you say it, he's done with.
Now,
If you say it, he's done
you
with.
said you from Ohio, right? Did you say you were from Ohio?
You trying to?
Now
His
it's
connection's
time
bad.
for you to talk. Your brain is not working functionally. Now it's time for you to talk. Are you from Ohio?
Are you?
He ain't got no signal.
No, I'm from Illinois.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that MAGA Wi-Fi that you got going on.
You're not in Ohio now?
He mentioned Ohio when he was talking about.
I'm in my car.
Okay, all right. He's in his car.
I just parked my car.
I assumed that you were in Ohio. But let's talk
I'm not
about.
in my
Let's
house,
talk about it.
just so.
Let's
just
talk
for
about
reference.
it. Are you a follower of the Triple K?
What are we?
The Proud Boys?
No, sir.
No, you're
No,
not.
sir.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
Because
I
that's who
denounce all
follows
those
Trump.
things, yes.
That's who follows Trump. That's who came
well,
to
that
my
doesn't
city.
mean that I follow them.
That's who came to my city, son, and tried to bring havoc.
Son, you wouldn't say that to my face, brother. You just wouldn't.
Dude,
we're not going down that path. We're not going to go down. Listen,
going down that path.
we don't do that.
You got to say that
trust
behind
me,
your
you
little
don't have
screen
my
there, but you would never
side.
say that to my face.
Answer the question.
Hold on.
Hold on. Do you follow the Triple
Democrats
K?
get real flexy.
Do you follow
behind
the
your little
Triple K?
screens, dog.
What grade?
Remember
what grade
MAGA
did you
is.
complete? Because it seems like you can't register. Your
I
brain
gotta slow him
can't
down. He's.
Let me slow it down for you.
Sir, Mr. Enforcer, Mr. Enforcer. I honestly have a serious question. Why are you so angry? Because to me, it's beyond politics.
This man's calling me a racist, and that's not right. I have said nothing racist. He's conflating me and saying that I am part of the KKK. I've never said a word about the KKK. I asked you a question. I don't believe in the KKK. I denounce the KKK.
Whether it's a question,
just like your black friends voted for my president. Because they don't think that we're about the KKK.
You don't listen very well.
Hold on,
that makes
Jesus
you real
Christ.
upset, don't it?
I gotta drop him. I gotta drop him because it's just devolving. The conversation is devolving into things that TikTok doesn't like.
Exactly.
As genuine as I tried to be and really connect, right? Because I sensed I don't think a lot of people who talk politics should be talking politics because there's something wrong with them. All right, and so the issue with them, there's some anger issues in there, and I don't buy the Jesus stuff because Jesus isn't working in them.
I triggered him, Zeus.
Yeah.
First, you want to talk about. You want to have Jesus all over your page, but you want to talk about hatred amongst people that are different than you. We already know what he's about. We already know he follows the Triple K and he follows the Proud Boys. That's the reason why he didn't say anything about J6, but he wants to talk about everybody going back to Mexico and protecting the border, and he feels safe. But when I bring up the Yahtzees that came into my city to try to terrorize my neighborhood, I don't know what you're talking about. He gets amnesia. So we already know it. I did what I wanted to do.
Thank you. WQ dog in the chat.
People like they when they get exposed, then they start dancing around, they start getting antsy.
Yeah.
They want to start over talking.
Yeah.
They don't want to have a conversation. I never once said that he was a racist. I asked him, did he follow the Triple K? There's a difference in that conversation.
Thank you.
But his brain doesn't register that far.
Thank you.
So once again, MAGA, if you have anything to say other than down in the chat, come up here and have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, because we're not here to play games. Right now, Americans are losing their life. They're losing their benefits. And it's this hatred that's in the heart of these so-called Christians that's dividing and destroying this great country of ours. All right. And we can all see it for what it is. I've never seen anything like that in my life. You got Jesus, my country, and my wife all over your profile, but you can't come up here and show any fruits of the spirit.
It's amazing, Zeus, how they want to be triggered or whatnot and say all this on TikTok, say it all on social media, what they gonna do, and you wouldn't say it to my face. But when you really get face to face, man to man, eye to eye, they want to run just like they ran. I thought he said he had to take his son to school, but
now that was hoodlum. That was hoodlum.
Oh, that was hoodlum. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're all the same.
Thank you.
They dart out. They come in and say what they gotta say. Attacking already put him on blast in every live that he's probably ever been in.
Yeah.
Just to get some coins.
Thank you.
And have zero to say.
And we see right through that.
And when you start talking educational information, they ducking and dodging, and they want to revert back to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not in office. Stop bringing him up.
Amen. Amen.
That's
all right.
the only go-to.
All right. Well, listen, we got to move it on, bro. But listen, WQ Dog in the chat. This is what we need more of, more real, honest discussions. All right. The politics is what it is. We don't got to agree on policy, for goodness sake. If you're going to be branding yourself as a Christ-like individual, show us the fruits of the spirit. All right. WQ Dog once again. Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna chime down. Once again, I still have yet to see one educated MAGA person come up here. Educated, street smart, and book smart. Right now, y'all don't have either. Y'all just going off of Fox News and what y'all see in the media and social media or whatnot, and trying to come up here and think that you're educated, like the Dame character. I don't know why he keeps coming back, but y'all keep coming back.
Yeah.
Y'all hate what we say, but y'all keep coming back. I don't get it. Help me understand that. If somebody kicked me in my behind and kicked me out their house, do you think I'm coming back to their house the next day? I'm leaving. It's been plenty of lives that I'm like, you know what? I'm not following this person anymore. I'm not even going to go back to their life. I never come back, but y'all come back every day.
Mm-hmm. Because they know. They know. WQ Dog in the chat. All right. Thank you, brother.
No doubt, bro.
All right. All right. They know. They know. All right. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we just got it's an overwhelming show of support. Yeah, I do see Justin Trudeau is giving a press conference. I mean, obviously he has to do what he has to do. W to Justin Trudeau. Thank you, Ann. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Who do we got right here, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we got? Who do we have right here? Ruby, yes.
Zeus?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. I love your work.
Thank you so much.
Work.
I try
Keep up the good work. I send you love every single day.
Thank you.
And I stay with you all the way all through your songs because I love your songs too in the end.
You know what we do? We connect the dots and we drill, baby. Drill. All right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But I love you, and I want to let these Trumpers know, look, if I don't get my benefits and they deny me again, I'm choking all of y'all.
Wait a second. What do you mean?
I'm going to choke all y'all.
They cut your benefits?
They didn't cut them. I've been denied twice already. I've been fighting for 2.5 years to get my Social Security benefits.
Wow.
And I know that they could deny you like up to 3 times.
Yeah.
But they've already denied me twice. If they deny me again because he wants to listen to Musk.
Yeah.
And think that it's a what Musk call it?
A Ponzi scheme.
A Ponzi scheme. Yeah, that's it. And he wants to listen to him. I'm choking all you Trumpers.
That's crazy.
Because I'm telling you, I can't work anymore. I can't walk anymore.
Wow.
I'm supposed to be walking with a walker. I can't even walk with that anymore without excruciating pain. So I can't go back to work.
Yeah. Ain't that something? Isn't it funny? I mean,
and
isn't
I got
it
a
sad?
heart condition.
What?
Yeah, I got a heart condition on top of it because I've gained 85 pounds since I can't walk anymore. I don't get the exercise I used to get. And it's sad. And they think, oh, well, you can go to work. You can do this. You can do that. I wish I could. I wish I could. And you know, your other guest was absolutely right. These Trumpers are not book smart or street smart. They don't know nothing. They want you to do all the research for them. Oh, well, do you have proof of this? Can you bring me up sources? I'm not doing the homework for them anymore. I'm not doing y'all's homework no more. I'm done doing the research for you. Go read a book. Go to Google. Google University is your best friend.
Thank you. W Ruby in the chat. This is unprecedented, right? The way that they are willing to watch their fellow Americans like you suffer.
Yeah, that's and then they want.
And they pray and they call themselves Christians and stuff like that.
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to say to Mr. Magaverse or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
MAGA enforcer. Trump said he's not a Christian. So why are you following him? You can't serve two gods. You can't.
Two masters.
You're gonna love one more than. Yeah, you can't serve two masters. You're gonna love one more than you love the other.
Amen.
So I guess you love Trump more than you love your God. I think that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
A man that said he want to have sex with his daughter, that's the one thing that he has that he loves most in common with his daughter. That's disgusting.
No lies. She's not lying. No, Ruby. I need you to get it off because they need to hear what you say. They need to feel what you're saying. So, you know, you're not lying. And I feel for you because it didn't have to be like this. We didn't have to be at war with each other.
We didn't. And, you know, they've probably never heard of divide and conquer. And that's exactly what Trump is trying to do. And Musk and Vance. All of them. His whole freaking cabinet.
Yeah.
They want to divide the whole nation and conquer it. And not just this nation. They want others too now. They want to freaking call Greenland red, white, and blue land. What kind of mess? They can't even come up with a good name for it. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just, I want to say the R word so bad.
Yeah.
But I can't because I might get nannered.
Don't say it. Don't say it. But I get what you're saying.
I ain't going to say it. That is just, I could have came up with a better name than that, but I'm not going to go after other countries.
No, we don't need to do that.
I would never come after other countries. Thank y'all for the gifts.
You're welcome.
But, I mean, it's just, I am so sick. And, I mean, if I was Zelensky, I would have slapped the taste straight out of Trump's mouth. Mm-hmm. I would have slapped the taste straight out of his mouth. He wouldn't be able to taste his food for 2 weeks.
Wow. W Ruby Red. Tell him. And
I'm sick of them.
And this is W Kabira for that. Oh my God, look at that. You got a lot of fans in here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You got a lot of fans in here, all right? Seriously, you know, this is why we do lives like this, though, honestly, Ruby. It's because as much as we discuss things that are political, it's very, very important that we also understand this is now, if there ever was a time for folks to come together and really.
Right now is the time.
Thank you.
You know, on my live.
Tell them.
On my live, because I go live too. Zeus, please come to my live sometimes, because I need you. I need you over there sometimes.
Sometimes I could.
I'll be inviting you.
You do?
Yeah, I'll be inviting you, but I go late sometimes.
Oh, well, then there you go, because Zeus got to get that sleep in his beauty sleep, or as I like to call it, my handsomeness. And you know Nutty is jealous of that.
Baby.
Yeah.
I'm 52. I'm almost 53 years old. What? And I promise you, thank you. I got to get my beauty sleep in.
Amen.
I got to get my beauty sleep in.
You got to do it, all right? Because you got to feel good inside and outside. I try to tell these people.
And it's so hard to feel good right now. With the price, with the price of eggs, raise hell, praise Dale.
Yeah. Tell them about it.
Right?
Yeah, the egg prices.
The price of eggs is ridiculous. Waffle House, they're charging freaking 50 cents more for each egg that you buy. Not 50 cents for 2 eggs more, 50 cents per egg more. That's insane. The price of groceries has not gone down. He has not stopped one war. He said he was going to do all this on day one. He ain't stopped nothing yet. All he's doing is making this whole freaking country a mess.
Amen. Amen. And not one thing to help us.
He's making this whole country a mess.
Thank you. Thank you. Like he makes his diaper a mess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know his diaper is a mess, right? We've seen it.
I got the perfect picture for you when you come to my live.
Okay. Well, listen. All right.
It's a big old pile of crap. And
Tell him.
Got his face on it.
Tell him. Well, listen, Ruby. I gotta move it on. All right. All right. I gotta move it on,
baby,
Ruby.
I love you and thank you all for the gift.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. That's Ruby Red, my great friend. I see.
Keep up the good work.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I see the stock market is taking a nosedive. It's going down like it's never gone down before. And people say, Zeus, why do you keep saying that we're heading towards a 1929 style depression? And I said, because I know that when Donald Trump is talking and he's saying things that the Democrats are going to do, he's the one that's going to do it. And he gave every single one of you Trump supporters a warning that chaos and destruction was coming during his campaign.
The stock market is only up because they think I'm going to win. And if we don't win, according to many people,
here it goes,
including one of the greatest Wall Street prognosticators, named Scott Bessent. Has anyone heard of him? One of the most brilliant guys on Wall Street.
Here he goes.
If I don't win, you will have a 1929 style depression. Enjoy it. I believe that. I believe that.
Enjoy it.
I believe it.
So you got to interpret him talking and him saying the crimes, the deeds that he's going to do. He's basically telling his supporters, I'm going to bring a 1929 style depression with Scott Bessent. All right, enjoy it. But you Trump supporters, I don't know what it is, but y'all sat back there and thought while y'all were thriving under Joe Biden, because they were thriving under Biden, they were collecting their Social Security checks. We had just gotten out of the pandemic. You were able to get eggs. Maybe the price wasn't the price point you liked, but guess what? Your needs were met. Like the Bible talks about, your basic needs were being met. You got to say thank you to Joe Biden, but you didn't say thank you. You were ungrateful, and the greed took over. And you said, I deserve more than this. Because you made the mistake the first time you voted for Trump. God gave you a way out of it with Joe Biden. But you rejected God and said, no, give me more of the devil. Give me more of that MAGA demon. So now look at where you're at, you Trump supporters. You're on your own. Take away their money. Cut their water off. This is where Trump supporters are going to be. They're going to cut your water off. All right. You're going to get no Social Security, or you're going to lose your job, your sources of income, right? Then they're going to crash the stock market. Inflation and all that's going to go through the roof. And all the social safety nets that were once in place to help you deal with that, they're going to be gone. And now you're going to be panhandling on the streets for eggs. You're going to be shaking that thing for some eggs out here. This is a sick country we've gotten ourselves in. And you're going to be there in the lowest of low. And the whole thing you're going to say to yourself is this. I'm glad that, I won't be woke, but I will be broke. That's what you're going to be saying to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Write W Zeus in the chat. You won't be woke, but you will be broke. Let me bring up my sister Kabira. Good morning. How are you doing this lovely, lovely morning? Oh, well, it's not lovely, but you get what I mean.
I get what you mean. How you doing, Zeus?
I'm doing somewhat. I'm alive. How about that? We're okay, right? We're taking it one day at a time, but obviously things could be better.
Yeah, one day at a time. Zeus, I want to pop up and say, yesterday I had to go to the VA. I had some paperwork I needed to turn in.
Uh-huh.
And I pull up, so my grandson is with me, and I told him, I said, you just wait here in the truck. I'm not going to say which VA and what room I have to go to.
Yeah, don't do that.
If someone decides to report it.
Yeah, don't do none of that. Don't dox ourselves. Yeah. But get it out there, please.
So I park the truck. He gets behind the wheel, and usually you'll see different vendors outside of the hospital. I mean, mom and pop vendors, people who sell maybe breakfast burritos or et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
None of those guys were there. So I enter enter into the building, and a metal detector is there.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, any VA I've went to, I've never seen a metal detector. Now, you may have the VA police, but you'll never see a metal detector.
Right.
So now I see a metal detector. I said, that's strange. But I didn't, I looked to see if it was plugged up. I mean, all kind of things are going through my head. But I said, let me go on to my business. So I go to the area I'm supposed to go to.
Yeah.
And this one lady, I passed this counter, and there was just one guy there. Usually there's 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just one guy, and he was manning the computers.
Yeah.
So I looked at him, and I went to where I was supposed to go to. And this one lady, she was servicing all of us.
Wow.
So she gets to me, and I asked her, how was she doing? I said, how are these Elon and Trump cuts coming? She goes, oh, it's horrible.
Wow.
It's just horrible. So she starts telling me.
It's not a made-up story. This is not
a
made-up.
made-up story. Not
Trash
a made-up
bait.
story. She says that now the work that it would take 3 of them to do, she's doing it by herself. So not only does she have to do what she needs to do with our files, not only emails to contractors, but also answering emails. She says, and yes, I've even gotten the "What have you done this week?" email. I said, wow, really? She said, yeah. So I asked her, I said, listen, may I record you? I will wipe out your face. I'd like to record this. She goes, no, please. I'm afraid I'll lose my job.
Wow.
The Office of Privacy has come and told us last week, you're not to discuss anything that's going on. I said, you're kidding. She said, no. Now, I know the VA has an Office of Privacy, but that's concerning a veteran's health care. You got to go through the proper procedures to get their records.
Wow.
Right? Or it may be regarding an employee who's working there. But exactly what's going on, no. She says, no, I said, I appreciate it. I understand it. She goes, oh, you understand? I said, yeah, I understand. So I told her to have a good day, the best she can, and don't worry, keep her head up. I said, wow, that's messed up. One person, she's doing the work of 3, right? If you think about it. So I leave, and I saw the volunteers. So usually when they see a veteran, they'll say, thank you for your service, right?
Yeah.
And these are people who volunteer, Zeus, right?
Yeah.
So I told them, I really thought about what they do. Like, we go there, you may have ambulatory problems. They will come and wheel you into the wheelchair, stay with you to whatever department you're going to. They'll stay there with you. If you wanted to go to the cafeteria, if you want to go to the PX, they'll take you there. They don't get paid for it, right?
Wow.
It's only 3 of them. Saw 3. So I thanked them, and they thanked me back. So I leave, and I see these pictures. Now the pictures, they had pictures of the director of the hospital and et cetera.
Right.
Around the corner, they're supposed to have the pictures of the president and the secretary of the VA.
Yeah.
Well, no pictures were there. So I'm taking a picture of this, and one of the volunteers came to me and says, we don't have the picture of the president up yet. I said, yeah. I said, I hope I won't get any trouble for taking pictures. He goes, oh, no. He goes, you know why we don't have his picture up?
Why?
I said, no, why? He goes, they sent us a picture, and I'm assuming this was all the VAs. He goes, they sent us this picture, and Trump was, he likes to scowl. You'll never see him frowning, but he likes to scowl and mean mug, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was that never surrender picture. I don't freak
that's what it was. The mug shot.
So they said they had to send it back, and told them until they send an appropriate picture, they're not going to put that picture up. But his, not the Secretary of the Veterans Affairs, their picture's not up. And when I walked inside, it wasn't well lit. I mean, the whole thing. It looked like. Did you see Born on the 4th of July?
I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah, Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise. It looks so desolate in there, right? So my brother who's older than me, he's an Air Force vet, and he has problems with his hip. So I immediately called him. I said, listen, if I were you, I would go ahead and see about if you can get that hip taken care of because there's
Yeah.
no telling what's going down on the pike. You
Mm.
understand? And so he said, "Well, I'm gonna go." He hung up. He called the VA. He wasn't
Yeah.
able to get through. So today he's going to the outreach clinic to
Wow.
see his primary care, so she can contact the ortho department so he can get his hip taken care of. And
Wow.
I just think it's horrible. When I went in, it didn't look like the same lively place. I
Yeah,
always
this is how they're treating our men and women in uniform when they get back. That's what it sounds like. It's not like they're not treating them well.
right. I've always taken I go next week, so I'll take a picture of the landscape.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll maybe send it to you if you want to put as a backdrop. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful landscape. We have a pond with ducks, and it's just
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
And
Yeah.
and and it was so lively, right?
Yeah.
But now you go there, and it's like, man, I would take my, when I would go, I would ask my mother if she wanted to go because it was like a day out on the town. I know going to a
Right.
hospital is a day on the town, but it was, well maintained and the atmosphere and the
Yeah.
people who work there. And then when you go there now, it's like, what the heck has happened
These
here?
people are hanging on for their dear life because they don't they have to be concerned that
Exactly.
at some point it could happen to them directly.
And like she said, I forgot to tell you this. She said, you know, Elon is telling people that they're firing the
Mm-hmm.
people that are on probation. She
Yeah.
goes, I know personally there were people that I've known that have worked here for 16 years
Wow.
because they switched departments. Now they're on probation for that department. And because they were on probation at that department,
Mm.
they got their pink slip.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. It, wa-
I,
it,
is there a way we can find out these people, how many of them voted for this? Because these
I
are
don't know.
sad. This is a sad story. These are more sad stories, and it's ridiculous how all this harm is coming to our fellow Americans, especially Americans who serve this country the way that they've done. And
And,
there's really no explanation. There's really no explanation for this.
and Zeus, if I'm not mistaken, you said your father was in the Air Force, right?
Yep.
Okay. One thing I know veterans take pride of, especially if they're at a nice VA,
Mm-hmm.
Walter Reed Hospital, which Trump takes his butt to.
Right.
The service that you get from the workers who work there, they genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they aren't making tons of money like Kaiser Hospital or Humana or whatever these St. Philip's, St. Joseph, whatever these hospitals are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
These people, they really care about you. You know,
Yep. That's
and it
that's the reality. But now look at where they're at now. These people, they're scared to do their job. I've never. Who would have thought you have to be scared to work for the United States government?
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, I was really depressed about it when I left. And I also called my cousin, older cousin, he's a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah.
And he he chuckled. He had his say, which I can't put out here over TikTok,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know. But he's not pleased either, and he suffered injuries. And I have two other brothers that were drafted into Vietnam. They were much older than me, like 17 and 18 years.
Right.
I'm glad they have gone on to meet their glory because they would have been shocked.
Yeah.
If you go to a VA now, you will be shocked the service that you're getting and how they're treating those employees.
Right.
That's
Wow.
all I wanted to say. Oh, and next time, uh, uh, um, a Trumper or a MAGA, whatever,
The
you
demons.
know, yeah, the demons, make America great again. I thought about it, and Trump has laid off more American workers than he's deported.
Oh! I didn't even know that. I didn't know you could flip it like that. Ain't that something?
No, really, think about it. Think about it. You know that if he had deported 1 million people, even 500,000, even 25,000, even 10,000, he would have posted it. He would have had a special news presser talking about how many he's kicked out of this country, right? But look how
Yeah.
many American workers that work for the federal government, contractors or whatever, people
Wow.
that aren't even a part of the federal government, but their economy depends on those people that are working
Yeah.
there. So I'm just waiting to see what the unemployment rate will be for this month.
Amen. We need to see it because it's going to
Yeah,
be ugly, whatever it is. And if it's not the real number, we'll know it. All right, because
exactly.
you know they're going to try to fudge the numbers. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate this update and thank you for giving us what I call a real report from what's really happening out there in the battlefield with us
You got
Americans.
it.
All
You
right.
got it. All right. You
W
take
Kabira, W Kabira in the chat. No lies detected. You see these Trump supporters whenever information comes in, it's really true. They are factose intolerant, ladies and gentlemen. These people are factose intolerant. She's giving you play by play information about what's happening at the VA in her area. All right, this is having a direct impact on millions of Americans, and she's right as well. More federal employees have been had their water cut off, all right, than the folks that he supposedly is deporting. If you can't see it based on that, I don't know what it'll take to get you to see it. And yeah, I saw what you wrote, Alter Ego, and you know what? You got to work on that, champ. You're coming from a place of hatred. I don't know what's gotten into you. You know what we cook over here. We bring nothing but the unadulterated truth. We bring nothing but facts, data, and statistics. And if it's bothering you to hear this knowledge, hear this information, it's not a problem with us. It's really a problem with you. What that means is you have a problem dealing with reality. Yeah, a lot of you Trump supporters, I don't know where you come from, but it's obvious you haven't been too far in the world. Everything you know is based on the world you live in. You have no ability to think beyond that, and that's why you're frustrated. It bothers you that there's other people in the world that are able to live a lifestyle that you don't necessarily have the ability to live. It's not like that makes them a bad person. It just means you got to learn how to elevate your mentality and stop letting Donald Trump play you like a fiddle. Again, what has he done to bring down the prices of eggs? The answer is nothing. What has he done to bring down the cost of these groceries? The answer is nothing. What is he doing to help everyday Americans? The answer is nothing. And you could sit there and try to say, oh, well, we need to give them a little bit more time. But that doesn't work with us because we're going to go, he's passed hundreds and hundreds of executive orders. You mean to tell me he couldn't get the computer, the ink to write up anything about eggs and groceries? Now you want to go to colleges and arrest students? Like I said, a hard head makes for a soft you know what. Your answer is nothing because I didn't do any research. Phil, come on up here, Phil. Phil, please come on up here. I don't believe in shouting over no mess. Well, what's the solution? The solution is this, Alter Ego, and that's a great question. You ever seen that movie, The Last Dragon? All right, you should go watch it. It's funny, but it's serious. You're all out here searching for a leader. This is the problem. Well, who's the leader for the Democrats? I think the Democrats honestly are showing America what it's all about. We shouldn't have a leader. We shouldn't have a cult leader like these folks over there on the right do. This was never what the United States was supposed to be. If we wanted a king, we would have stayed over there. There wouldn't have been a battle. The thing is, stick to the rules of the land, right? Find the right candidate and get him into office, and we'll know it. The people will know it. I don't need somebody that I look up to and say, "Oh, this person is going to save my life." When did we get to that place as a country where we believe that one human being could save our life? You have no responsibility at all? Wow. W. Annie in the chat. Y'all have literally watched too many cartoons. That's what it is. You've watched too many movies. And you're living in this delusional world. You hear Marco Rubio, there's only one person on the planet that can bring peace. When he's talking about Ukraine. Y'all should have said, now that makes absolutely no sense. There's nobody on the face of the earth that has that kind of power. Even the United States, as great as we like to pretend we are, we do not have any power. And the fact that you let Marco Rubio get away and say stuff like that, right, shows me you're not thinking. So now, yeah, we're going to continue to hold court like we're doing right now on TikTok or wherever until you Trump supporters get it in your minds that y'all need to quit looking for a superhero and start using y'all doggone minds. W in the chat for Zeus. You got Elon Musk. Yeah, look at him. You got Elon Musk literally taking bags of money right out of the federal government, right in your face. You need the visuals? He's got these big old duffel bags just every day going in there, putting it in the bag. The camera's on him, and he's going, oh, what y'all looking at? Y'all, oh, I'm just taking some money, but this isn't the real problem. The problem is over there. And every time he points over there, y'all like a bunch of plumb dumb you-know-whats look and go, oh, Elon, you're right. And ignoring the fact that he's taking all the money away from you. Zeus, show me proof he's cutting the Social Security. Zeus, show me. And I'm going, no. We're just going to have to feel it. And I thought about it and I said, you know what it's like right now dealing with Trump supporters? You ever know what it was like when you had to first learn how to count money, right? or learn how to deal with numbers? This is what we're dealing with Trump supporters. How much money is a quarter and a nickel and a dime and 2 pennies? What is that again? How much money is a quarter, a nickel, 2 dimes, and 2 pennies? 10 cents? Oh, okay, I see. No, that's not the right answer. 50 cents? No, that's not. Okay, so we're in this situation with MAGA where they can't count money and they're trying to get out of class. And unfortunately, we cannot leave the class until they learn how to count money. Some of us are going to be like, hey, you better figure that out. Others, they might have a lot more patience. All right, we'll try to help you figure out. But then, we're just going to get to the point where, you know what? Leave them where they at. We're all going to sit here and watch this all unfold until this knucklehead realizes the only way out of this classroom is if you actually start to use your brain. We cannot think for you. Trump supporters, do you understand this? We cannot do the thinking for you. But I'll say this to you, and I know I'm getting a little off topic, but I'm angry right now. Every time I hear about how much this great country of ours continues to suffer as a result of these knuckleheads. At one point, we were also unlearned, right? A lot of us, we didn't wake up and all of a sudden we had all this information. We had to go through the exact same process you're going through to learn this information. And trust me, it's very difficult to be humbled and humiliated and told you're wrong. But that's what learning is truly all about. So that's where America is at right now, ladies and gentlemen, until the rest of this country learns how to count money, do math, all right, think critically. We're going to have to watch all of this continue to happen. And it ain't a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. It's honestly a lack of understanding at the end of the day that's sending this country, this great country of ours, right off of a cliff. So don't ask me. Don't ask Big Zeus. Zeus, what can we do? Zeus, me. I am not your leader. You should be using all of the information that's available to you here in the United States. You got a smartphone? Use it. Go look up stuff for yourself and stop being a bunch of you-know-what vassals of transgression. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here, all right? I got to get up out of here. Y'all looking for a superhero still. Thank you to all of you who tuned into this lovely show. All right, it's been once again educational, entertaining, and engaging. You're not going to get anything like this anywhere else on TikTok. I promise you. You're not. Because we have real honest conversations and we hold people accountable. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, all right? But I also want to give one last round of booze and shame. And you know exactly who this goes out to. Oh, they say this is comedy. All right, fair enough. This last round of booze and shame goes to all the Zeus haters out there. W. Rick in the chat. Seriously, Rick, thank you. You guys are continuing to drag this country down in degradation. You're not Christians. I promise you, those of you who walk around with the Bible on your profiles and claim and profess Jesus, there's not a Christ-like attribute about you. All right, I promise you. You don't even. What's your favorite scripture? Well, I like all of them. You're not Christians. You're fake Christians. You're hypocrites. You don't care about the kids. Donald Trump brought the Tate brothers back. Didn't give you the Epstein files. And he keeps y'all so worked up about what Joe Biden and the Democrats are doing while he's literally taking everything away from you that you love. And you can't see it because you're all a bunch of Zeus haters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire and send these Trump supporters who are still out here in the cult one last time. Let's send them straight to hell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here, but take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? We're out of here. Let's go. Have a great rest of your morning. What a great show. That's another one for the history book. And you Trump supporters, y'all got it this morning. Cold as the days. Thank you so much. Glad you're guilty. Alter ego. You know what I'm saying is right, because if I wanted to take advantage of you, alter ego, I would have told you to listen to what I'm saying, right? But I didn't do that because I'm a free thinker, all right? And I know how to connect the dots like Q-Dog said, right, Q-Dog? Hey, yeah, I'm not trying to get you to worship me. No. The expectations. It's the expectations. The Democrats, we have standards, all right? And it's very important that we hold people accountable and make them live up to those standards. Because if you don't have standards, you don't have anything seriously, all right? And this is what we're telling Republicans, MAGA especially. You created these standards. You told us the prices would come down. Our credit card interest would be capped at 10%. You would end this conflict. That's what you told us. And it's not unreasonable to demand that people be held accountable for the standards they set for themselves, all right? All right, we didn't tell Donald Trump to say that stuff. He said it. Okay, and did you vote for this? You know, did you vote for this? Did you vote for the tariffs? Yes, Zeus, I voted. No, you didn't. He didn't even say it during his campaign. Let's go. Hit it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, everything we told the Trump supporters would happen is happening, and it's 10 times worse. I stand with Ukraine, yes. Yes. Let's go, let's go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hit them with it. Yeah. Conservative Democrat, you need to knock it off too, because you clearly are up next in terms of the chopping block. Seriously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit them with the drill, baby, drill.
Kamala Harris's Rural Pennsylvania Energy, because you know she's going to ban fracking, right? 100%.
Yeah, do some drill.
She's against fracking, against all this stuff, and then all this. We're going to be drilling
There you go.
We're going to be, for these guys, we're going to drill, we're going to take out so much.
Nobody's winning with greed.
We're going to lower your taxes.
Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we're going to frack. Drill was a black
That's the thing to Harry G.
Let's go.
You know she's gonna bang. You know she's gonna bang to you. Every day she listens to
Thank you.
all the stuff and then all the stuff and then all the stuff and then all the time we
Let's go.
to Africa.
Thank you, Kabir. You always take care of your brother.
I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want.
They always do.
She can't help it. She's a radical left mom. She can't help it.
And we're gonna end that.
And we will fight and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be
Sally.
so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna drill. We're gonna take out
So much money.
We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylum.
You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal.
Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter.
We're gonna drill, baby, drill. Hannibal Lecter. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Hit him with it.
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say.
What do they say?
The late great Hannibal Lecter. They say, why would
he mention Hannibal Lecter? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill, with a frack.
Lower your taxes.
Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal.
Drill. Hit on with it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great Christmas morning. Like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. How much do you owe? Oh, $2 million. Don't worry, we'll pay off your debt. How much you owe in taxes? Don't worry, we're gonna lower your taxes, alright? Because guess what? We're gonna drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time, baby, alright? You know what we do? Yeah. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. We're gonna pay off all your debt, because guess what? We got so much liquid gold underneath our feet, alright? And all we gotta do is drill. Drill, baby, drill, alright? Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We are out.